Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of Literally What. Happy freaking hump day. I love Wednesdays because we are halfway through. We are almost to the weekend. You guys, we are so close. I feel like it's been forever since we've talked. A week sometimes just feels like a month, and other times it feels like 2 days. And this past week just felt like a month. I don't know why. I definitely am 1000% in summer mode. It is finally super hot and humid down in Florida, and I am loving it. I think I'm officially settled into the whole, different weather from what I'm used to, and it's just been a lot of fun. I feel like now, whenever I leave the state of Florida, I'm going to totally freeze my ass off, because now like 80s and 90s just feels good. I don't know. Am I weird for that? I'm just like loving the summer, and it's been a lot of fun. We've been doing a lot of exploring. It's really nice, especially where we're located in Florida. We can honestly drive wherever we want. We have the beach that's an hour away, Orlando's an hour, Tampa's an hour, like everywhere that we want to go and try out new things. It's super simple for us to just hop in the car and go explore, and it's just a lot of fun. I'm in my 20s. I need to live life, explore, and yeah, full summer mode over here, that is for sure. And along with summer, I do love a good seltzer in the summer. I don't normally reach for them in the colder months. Not that I am ever going to experience cold months really anymore, but I don't know if you guys have seen, Truly did come out with a cotton candy seltzer. I love cotton candy flavors. I love cotton candy ice cream, cotton candy yogurt, cotton candy in general. I love it, and especially cotton candy scented perfumes, which I remember I went on a trip a long time ago, and there was some cheap cotton candy perfume that I packed in my little travel carry-on whatever, and I wore that perfume the whole entire week. I had bugs around me all the entire time, and so now I don't wear cotton candy as much, but I'm definitely more of a sweet fragrance kind of girl, but I can't do that anymore with all the bugs. Oh my gosh, also, I'm all over the place today. I've had a coffee, before I ate breakfast, and that just never ends up good for me. But one thing I have discovered about Florida is the bug situation, specifically these bugs called love bugs, okay? I see them everywhere. I swear they are just tormenting me because they know I hate them. I am not a bug girl. I won't kill a bug. I don't like bugs. It just is never good when I see a bug. Anyway, there are these little red and black bugs flying all around, and I was like, what are these things? Because I've never seen them before. And they are called love bugs, and the reason there are so many of them is it is their mating season right now in the month of May. And knowing that makes it more uncomfy for me, because not only are these just harmless little bugs, but they are now two of them connected, flying around together, doing their thing. And it just, I don't like it. I don't like them. And I think they know I don't like them. And so they are just really loving to just try and find me and get in my car and try to get inside my house. So we have definitely sprayed a lot of chemicals around our house, and no bugs get through our house anymore, which is good. But yes, that is the one downside, are bugs. I would much rather see cute little lizards than bugs. I don't know why. I'm not a bug person. So I genuinely do not know what I was talking about before. Oh, the cotton candy Trulies. Okay. If you don't love sweet things, you probably will like this. But for me, there was just no flavor. And again, most seltzers are the 100-calorie, barely any sugar. But I feel like Truly normally has seltzer packs, their pool pack and their, what was it? Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. The Truly Punches, those are really flavorful. And that was what I was expecting with the cotton candy. And I tried it. It just, no flavor. And I think they use apple juice, because I was looking at the ingredients, and they use apple juice to kind of hint at the cotton candy flavor, I guess. Honestly, cotton candy grapes have more flavor than the cotton candy Truly, but they tried. They did fail, but maybe they can try again. But then I was doing more research, and apparently Truly packs that are the white cans are the more like seltzery essence flavors, and then any of the colored ones are the more flavorful. But yeah, I just wish that they made it a little bit sweeter and a little bit more flavor. And honestly, anyone who says it's good, I really think you're lying and trying to gaslight yourself that you like the can just because it says cotton candy, because it's not good, guys. It's not. Anyway, I think that was all. Oh, also, TikTok viral baby 4 Seasons Orlando. Have you guys seen this? Oh my gosh. So the first time I saw the video, nothing really struck it odd to me. It's basically this mom saying, "Who wants to go to 4 Seasons Orlando?" And the baby holds up his hand and says, "Me." And now it's gone insanely viral. I cannot escape this meme from my TikTok page. And the more I looked into this, apparently it's really creepy because babies, I guess the word me is not a word that they pick up early on. It's mama, dada, more. But saying me, apparently like babies don't really know how to say that, and they would never use that sentence. And basically all the memes are like, this baby is literally a 40-year-old man. You just have to go watch the videos because they're so funny. But I see this baby everywhere. And then I looked on the 4 Seasons TikTok page, and they are capitalizing on this baby meme. Good for them. It's so funny. Like, social media is crazy because the 4 Seasons, they didn't post anything since I think 2022. And then this baby meme came out, and they posted it or something about it. And now I'm sure everyone's going to try to go to the 4 Seasons Orlando, even though I think it's like hella expensive. I'm more of a Ritz-Carlton girl myself, but I've also never been to the 4 Seasons, so who am I to speak? Anyway, I think that's all the hot tea I had. Not that that's tea, but just some things that I take notes for you guys. Whenever something happens, I'm like, I need to tell them about that on the podcast. So I think that's everything I had to say. I am reading the new Throne of Glass series. I did finish ACOTAR, as I mentioned. I am on the 3rd Throne of Glass book. It's definitely different than ACOTAR. I do miss ACOTAR, but I'm learning to expand my heart for other series as well. But yeah, welcome. If this is your first time, we're going to get into just a lot of pop culture gossip stories. I am very behind on watching Bravo reality TV. I know there was the Vanderpump Rules Part 2 reunion, The Valley, Summer House. I've been trying to binge the first couple seasons of Bridgerton because my memory, like I have the worst memory of anyone that you will ever meet. And so whenever a new series comes out on Netflix or just any streaming site, if they make you wait like a year, I don't remember anything that happened. So I typically rewatch. And so I'm rewatching Bridgerton and kind of put everything else on the back burner. But I will eventually, probably this weekend, catch up so that I can recap it all for those of you who are Bravo fans. But anyways, yeah, we have a lot of good stories as always. If you're not already following the Instagram, definitely go give it a follow. Subscribe to the YouTube. I post my videos every single week. And that's all the housekeeping I'll do. So let's get into some hot gossip, hot take stories, and advice that will have you saying literally what? Alrighty guys, we finally have for our first story the Golden Bachelorette, who this is going to be. I will say I'm not as excited as I was because the Golden Bachelor couple obviously failed and got divorced after 3 months. So I don't really have any expectations for the Golden Bachelorette, and it's okay. I might still watch it, but after the divorce, it's just kind of like, this is going to be another fail. But anyway, the first ever Golden Bachelorette was finally decided, and it is Joan from Gary's season. If you guys remember Joan, I really, really did like her, and she was the one who I really thought that her and Gary had a connection, but she had to go home because her daughter was pregnant and was experiencing complications, and so she had to go home, but everyone really loved her. She was one of the top people on the show, so she will be the first Golden Bachelorette, and it'll be here this fall. So I'm excited. I guess they already announced this. When did they announce her? I don't remember. I think it was a few days ago, but a lot of people thought it would maybe be Susan or the other girl who kept saying zip it. Joan honestly wasn't on my cards for who would be picked. I kind of hoped it would also be Leslie maybe. But again, especially with the whole Bachelorette season and just seeing how many people they have to ask ahead of time, you know, I think there's a lot that goes into people wanting to or wanting not to do the show. And I think at this point, it's whoever says yes, they're going to be the one, even if they're not necessarily the viewer's first pick. But I think she'll do really, really well. She's honestly really sweet from what I remember of watching her on the season. And I think it'll be good. Maybe they'll stay married longer than 3 months. One could wish for that. But we'll see how that goes. And if I end up watching it, I don't know. I don't know about it. All right, our next story. Elle Woods from Legally Blonde is back. I kept seeing pictures. And it was like, what's going on with Elle Woods? So we are, as we know, getting a prequel to Legally Blonde. And honestly, this 2000s movie, it's still just so good to this day. And I think that a prequel is honestly a smart move, especially just sometimes people who come out with prequels. And I've said this before, it's just like, you don't need to make this, you know, are you just like that out of ideas? But I mean, this is a movie that I will rewatch over and over again. And there's very few movies that I will rewatch, honestly. So while it won't be a movie, Elle, so it's just called, the title is Elle, is the prequel TV series to Legally Blonde that will show us Elle Woods' early life and experiences that shaped her to the Harvard Law student that we know and love. So pull out your chihuahuas, your best pink pieces, but definitely not your last season Prada shoes, because here's everything that you're going to need to know about Reese Witherspoon's Legally Blonde prequel. She has been posting a lot on her Instagram, just dressed up as Elle Woods in pink. There is no official release date, but it seems like it's pretty far along, which is always a good sign when the actors who are in the show are posting about it, because a lot of times we'll get like an announcement and then there's no movement and nothing about what's going on. So this will be on Amazon Prime. I don't even think I have Amazon Prime. Why are there a million streaming services? I literally just had to buy Netflix the other day to watch Bridgerton. But we also have HBO Max, Hulu. Peacock's my favorite streaming app forever and ever. But I feel like I have 10 different streaming services. Disney Plus. Well, partially because I can't figure out how to cancel my subscription. That's a whole other issue. But now I'm going to have to get Amazon Prime to watch this if I watch it. Like, why do they have to make it so freaking difficult? My goodness. Anyway. Reese Witherspoon is going to have quite the direction because she is an executive producer, and I believe she does have a production company. I don't remember what it's called, but I think they're also working on this show as well. And it's basically just about how Elle navigated teenage life. Obviously, it's a prequel, so pre-Harvard Law, obviously, and pre-sorority life. So we do know that there are rumors that Reese Witherspoon's real daughter, Ava, is going to reprise her mother's role as the younger version of Elle, which I think is the perfect idea when you think of a prequel, because obviously you want the younger version to look like the older version, and to have your daughter, I mean, that's like perfect. It's like the shows, I forget which one it was, but Modern Family, when Lily's mom was in that one scene. I just love when like the family members make a special appearance. I think it's so cute. But I really hope that's actually would be perfect. And honestly, imagine that your mom is Reese Witherspoon and then you get to like play her in a TV series. That would be really crazy. So that'll be coming out eventually. I'm super excited for it. And now I'm going to make my husband watch Legally Blonde with me tonight because it's just such a good movie. And I'm not a movie girl. unless it's the only movies, like, okay, Pitch Perfect, excuse me, my favorite movies, Pitch Perfect, Harry Potter, obviously. Really, other than that, any just like really raunchy late night comedy movie. I don't know why. I love any comedy late night movie. Those are pretty much the only movies I'll ever pick or watch for myself. Other than that, I'm just binging the same TV shows over and over again. But I am excited for Legally Blonde because it'll be cute. Alrighty, our next story is actually kind of funny. So you guys know I've been on an SNL kick. And this past Saturday, Jake Gyllenhaal and Sabrina Carpenter hosted SNL together. And it was honestly a really good episode. It was the season finale, season 49 finale. So next year will be season 50. Obviously, everyone knows Jake Gyllenhaal is one of Taylor Swift's most notorious exes. Blah, blah, blah. And Sabrina Carpenter opened for Taylor Swift in part of the Eras tour. And so when this was announced that they were going to be working together, everyone was kind of like, oh my gosh, like, why is Sabrina going to be working with Jake, one of Taylor's exes? And it's like, all right, seriously, like, come on. But I did watch the show, and he is really, really, really funny. He did a really funny singing monologue at the beginning. Him and Sabrina Carpenter then were in like a little Scooby-Doo sketch, and then he was in a couple other sketches, and he was really, really funny. It was a good episode, and definitely go check it out if you haven't seen it already. SNL is just funny. Like, I don't know why I've never watched it before, and then I kept seeing clips online and then watched an episode, and it's just so funny. I think partially because I grew up doing like drama and stuff, and I used to take like improv classes sometimes too, and so I think that being on a skit show like this I would really love to do. So I think I just like watching, you know, all of the different backgrounds and costumes, and that's just, I think, what makes it fun for me. But yeah, they were really, really funny together. She sang her Feather song and Nonsense song, of course, and it was really good. So that was just funny because everyone was talking about why is Sabrina working with him? And it's like, is Taylor the boss of you? Like, I feel like everyone in the entertainment industry just kind of has a mutual respect for each other. And if you're asked to do something, like, if you want to do it, do it. I don't know how it works, though. Maybe she still shot Taylor a text and was like, hey, I'm doing this with Jake. Or maybe not. I don't know. We'll never know. Alrighty. Next story. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this story. Okay. I have discovered in my life that I love EDM music, and I've discovered this because the music I listened to in high school, I pretty much listen to the same music. I don't really change up my songs or music choices, and I have a lot of playlists of different songs, and a lot of them are remixes with like ZEDD, Avicii, all of that kind of stuff. And so I now listen to that type of EDM music, and every single song I hear, I instantly add to like my liked song. So I'm definitely refining and kind of like narrowing down my music taste and trying to find new music that's music that I do enjoy, and a lot of that is the EDM type remix kind of songs. And if you're listening to this and know Big Booty Mix Volume 19, you're a real one. Anyway, I was scrolling on my little Instagram page, and who other than ZEDD announces a new album coming out in August. You guys, and what's so funny is I really started listening to just straight EDM, especially ZEDD, the past like couple weeks, especially summertime. I really get into like that kind of music. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm over explaining myself like no one cares. And then I wake up and all of a sudden he's coming out with a new album. Like, hello? That's so crazy. And he hasn't had a new album since 2016. One of my favorite songs, Clarity, like one of my high school songs that I listened to over and over and over again. And then now he has confirmed a new album. So it's going to be coming out August 30th. And it's following his 2015 album, True Colors. Beautiful Now. Oh my gosh. It's like all these songs I listened to in high school, and now I'm kind of like discovering all this music again. it's just like the music is so good. And so now this new album is called, if I say it wrong, I'm so sorry, it's Greek, but it's TELOS. I'm just not even gonna say it and embarrass myself, but it translates to end, purpose, or goal. And it's a Greek term, and it is associated with the doctrine of teleology, which explains events and circumstances through the purpose they serve rather than their cause. I'm not going to dive deep into that because that's honestly confusing my brain right now. So I'm just really excited. Really excited. So he told USA Today, I miss the days where albums had meaning and they were able to give you deeper experience than just some random song slapped together, which is my opinion of a lot of albums these days. There's not really a story to it. I've achieved more in my career than I ever dreamed of. And I just asked myself, you know, what the point would be making an album if it wasn't going to do something that's so deeply special and would give fans the experience that I crave and can rarely find these days. And that's something I will say about Zedd, specifically his music. It always makes me feel something, and anytime I listen to one of his songs, it's like, it's an experience that no other artist really give you. And I think that's why I struggle a lot with popular artists nowadays that everyone's obsessed with. And it's just, the music doesn't speak to me. I don't know. It's very much the whole, I think, bass and different sounds and just really feeling the music, especially like if you listen to these songs in your car with the windows down and 80 degrees, like it's like a religious experience. And I think that's kind of why I've been discovering about myself, like, why don't I like these artists that everyone's listening to, or why, you know, I don't know. Does this make any sense? Like, I think if you listen to EDM or Zedd or music like this, you'll understand what I'm trying to say, but it's really only songs like that I really feel the music, and I just enjoy it a lot. So definitely back into my EDM era. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make a playlist of my favorite songs that are like this, and I'm going to post it on my Instagram so that you guys can listen to the songs. Let me know if you like them. And you have to listen to them when you're driving in your car with your windows down. Okay, so I will post that. I will work on making that either today or tomorrow and post it for you guys. And then maybe you'll understand what I'm talking about. So, thank you, Zedd. It's like really insane just thinking more about how I started re-listening to all of this stuff and now he's coming out with a new album. Kind of crazy. Also, this coffee that I'm drinking from Dunkin', I'm not a Dunkin' girl, I'm a Starbucks girl, I know. Sorry. But they came out with these new like iced coffees. It's like a raspberry donut, blueberry donut. And I've been getting their blueberry in my iced coffees and it has changed my life. Not really, but it's so good. And it's basically just like the blueberry. It's not like a syrup. It's just like a little like essence flavor shot. And it's so good. You guys have to try it. Get the blueberry iced coffee. Add some cream if you want. Add some sugar if you want, because the like blueberry doesn't have sugar or anything in it. But it's so good. And I don't know why it works. But it's like all I think about now. I mean, I'm still a Starbucks girl and will always go for my pink drinks. But sometimes I need a coffee. All right, moving on to our next story. A little like rumor mill kind of story. And it's about Ben Affleck and J.Lo. Who, there's been some rumors, they're not living together, they might be getting divorced, and honestly, it didn't work out the first time, and they got divorced in 2015, so, I mean, it's not the craziest rumor, but they definitely, you know, when they got back together, seemed very much in love, and, like, everything was great, but there have been some rumors, and some not good photos taken of him without a wedding ring on, so, we're gonna get into some of these little rumors. You know, everyone's been a little confused, because there's been a lot of talk that they're not living together and they're living in separate areas. But there's also pictures of them that they look normal together, but then we also have the pictures of him without a wedding ring on. So it's very much up for interpretation. We still don't really have any confirmation of anything. So basically, May 16th, it was reported that Ben was staying at a house by himself. That wasn't like their main home together. And then May 19th, it was claimed again by another source that they're staying in separate homes and the tension has been high. How people would know this, I don't really know. But we do know J-Lo is still wearing her wedding ring. But then there was a photo of him without one. She was at a movie premiere. She had the wedding ring on, but, you know, he didn't have his on, so people were kind of like speculating, you know, of course. And I'm not saying that you have to wear your wedding ring all the time, but when there's rumors that you're not together, you're not wearing the ring, little suspicious. And again, all these rumors were definitely pop culture tabloid related, so it might not be true at all, but you know, when there's talk, there's something going on for sure. Jennifer Lopez then liked a post about unhealthy relationships. Kind of funny. I always find it really interesting how people who are like super fans of celebrities, they somehow know when a celebrity unfollows someone, follows someone, likes a, you know, hinting Instagram picture. And I don't understand how people find all this information, but it's so funny when I'm like, I see something, oh, well, Selena Gomez liked this comment, and it's like, how do you find this stuff out? Anyway, right now they aren't planning to divorce, a source said a couple days ago, and they were photographed looking happy together, but then it was said from someone else that they're not in the best place. I don't know. I mean, I think, listen, all relationships have tension and moments, and obviously when you're a celebrity, if you're going through a rough time, you're in the public eye, and so things are a lot more magnified. Again, I don't think I would like it if I was going through a hard time in my marriage and people were reporting on it, especially when it wasn't true, and that could get really annoying. But I don't know, and I don't feel bad talking about it because they are celebrities, but I know it's kind of annoying if they're hearing all of this. I will say, though, I'm not going to be surprised if it comes out that they divorce eventually. And I also wouldn't be surprised if it comes out that this was all just like false rumors. So we might never know. We might never get an official answer to this. But, you know, the past few days and especially a couple weeks, I've definitely heard a lot of things about them. But that's tabloids for you. That's pop culture for you. All right, let's get into our next story, and that is that Christina Hall and ex TAREK MOUSSA, did I say that right? They are reuniting for a new HGTV series with his current wife, Heather. This is so funny to me, and I want to know whose idea this was and how they all agreed to do this. First of all, he definitely has a type because they both look identical when I saw a picture of them together. But basically, there's this new show on HGTV coming out, and TAREK MOUSSA, obviously, he was on the Flip or Flop show with his ex-wife, Christina Hall, and then when they got divorced, he got together, married, and had a kid with Heather from Selling Sunset. And then this promo video came out, and I was like, what is going on? So they're basically now working together professionally on this new show. And it's called The Flip Off, which, like, is kind of funny. A kind of funny name, Flip Off. Very good marketing there. But it has Christina and her new husband, and then TAREK MOUSSA and Heather. And I guess they're, like, competing against each other. And they're going to throw down to see who can find and flip the house the best. I don't know. This is, like, kind of weird. And I don't know. I personally wouldn't really do this. But I'm also not divorced. So I just... maybe when you're famous, it's like a little bit different, especially if you're going to be making a lot of money off of this. I just feel like it's not going to end up well. But I don't know. I think their divorce is pretty amiable anyway. So obviously they're co-parenting. And maybe this will work out. I think it'll bring in a lot of viewers. So whoever is the PR person did really well. And whoever put this together, you know, good for them, because I would have never had this on my 2024 docket that they were going to be working together again professionally and competing against each other. It'll be interesting, especially to see who will win. But Christina basically said in the trailer, like, I never thought I'd be doing this. And then Is it Tarek or Tarek? I think it's Tarek. He said, "This is one of the most defining moments of my life, blah, 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 blah. Now you have to get vengeance and deal with me." Like, it's weird. But it's also kind of funny that the girls like identical to each other. Really funny. All right, so last story, it ends with us trailer dropped. Did I talk about this last week? I genuinely don't remember. You guys, my brain is just like all over the place. So the trailer dropped. It didn't make me any more excited because I've been very vocal that I'm not excited for this movie. Just because reading the book and thinking the characters are supposed to be, you know, one age and dress one way, and then the trailer is like a 40-year-old. How old is Blake Lively? Let's see. She's 36. Okay. But in the book, like, the main character, I thought she was early 20s. Okay? And it's just weird to me. The clothing choices are weird to me. Everything about this movie is weird to me. I just think they did it all wrong. But the trailer did come out. And, you know, there are a lot of pivotal scenes from the book that definitely made it in there. But it just really didn't do anything for me. And I'm not that excited. So that's all I have to say about that. But I did have to mention it just because, you know, I'm just a book girly, and, you know, books have become an important part of my life recently, and I have read It Ends With Us, and it was one of my favorite books. And to have a book come to the big screen, it's always kind of risky, especially when you love that book or that series, because if it doesn't live up to the expectations, or at least live up to some expectations, it's kind of like, really? So, I don't know. At least I was able to read the book before, and now I know that the movie's probably not going to be as good as the book. I would have been more upset if I watched the movie and then read the book. Or would I? Because then I'd be like, the book is so much better. I don't know. If you've read It Ends With Us, and if you're looking forward to this movie, let me know, because I don't know. I'm not that excited. All right, so I did have a few little Vanderpump notes, but I honestly don't really remember a lot, because I know we're on episode 2 of the Vanderpump Rules reunion, because they did it in 3 parts, which honestly I literally don't know why they would do that. And then the Valley episode 9, it was just like, I'm really just more so looking forward to season 2 of the Valley, because all the couples now like aren't really together, and I think that'll be like way more interesting to see. But I'm gonna do my Vanderpump reunion recap like all 3 episodes, so I'll do that I guess next week, so that I could just kind of recap it all at once. But the Valley this week, it was episode 9. Jesse, my least favorite person on the show, he went on some spiritual retreat, which was literally ayahuasca. Okay, so he went on this retreat, honestly, for himself. He said it was for his marriage. Like, no, it wasn't. You just wanted to drink some weird ass tea. But he got back from his spiritual retreat, and then Janet, my other second least favorite person, she planned a baby moon with all of her friends, but didn't invite Kristen and Luke. This is what I don't get. Like, if you're on a TV show and you have a main cast, why do you think it's okay to not invite part of that TV show cast to your trip? Like, it just seems weird to me. And again, I think season 2 will also be interesting, because a lot of people think some Vanderpump Rules people are going to be moving over. I don't know. Sheena and Lala did say on episode 1 of the reunion that they moved to the Valley. Yeah, I hope they're not on the show, but I don't know. Anyway, the Valley just, they need to do a little heart-to-heart with some of the cast members and tell them to kind of not be so annoying, but a lot of it was literally just Jana not inviting them and all the drama with that. And Brittany and Jax, of course, we're seeing their issues. Jax is always getting on Brittany, and obviously now they're separated in real time, but yeah. And then it ended, of course, with, we all know the rumor of Michelle was texting other guys, and so it ended with Jax asking her if she was, and she was like, yeah, and then it ended. So that's the only storyline that, like, I'm somewhat interested in, but we'll see what happens, especially with season 2. I'm excited. All right, so those were all of the stories. next week I'll do a more comprehensive Vanderpump rules. And yeah. All right, let's get into our Literally What segment, which, if you don't know what that is, it is where you guys can write in if you need advice about stuff, if you have a crazy story that happened to you, that happened to someone else. You really can write in anything that you want. And today I made it very much, I chose submissions that had to kind of do with younger people and navigating relationships, and you'll just see what I mean when I read them. But if you want to write in, you can email literallywhatt916@gmail.com. You can also go to my show notes on YouTube, Spotify. There's a link there. Also in my Instagram bio. It's an anonymous Google Doc. So feel free. Feel free to write in. And I honestly just love reading these and trying to help you guys out. So, all right, our first submission. Hey girl, love the podcast. First time writing in. So my high school best friend just got a new boyfriend and she moved on pretty quickly from her last boyfriend. I like this new guy, but it seemed like they're moving really fast and I feel like she doesn't really hang out with me as much anymore, especially now that we don't go to school anymore because it's summer break. Normally I see her during school and after school, but now that it's summer and we live a little bit further from each other, it makes it hard to see her and I feel like I'm the only one reaching out to her. Do you think this will settle down? Should I say something to her? XOXO, someone who doesn't want to lose their best friend. Okay. That was a lot of information. Okay, first of all, so this isn't her first boyfriend, I'm assuming. So it seems like she had a boyfriend, they broke up, and now she jumped into a new relationship. So I will say it's probably they're in a honeymoon phase. Depending on how long they've been together, it's just like new and exciting and all of that fun stuff. So I think for you, give it a little bit of time just to see if it settles down at all. And then eventually, if it's still to the point where you're the only one constantly reaching out, then you might want to A, have a talk with her, or B, just kind of fizzle out and wait for her to kind of see where she went wrong and just enjoy your summer, because you also don't want to be stressed out about this all summer. But yeah, that's hard, especially if she's the kind of person where if you bring it up to her, if she might get offended, but you really just have to kind of play it out and see what kind of person she is and if she is like that. But I will say, if you are truly best friends, having a heart-to-heart is always going to be the route to go. But again, it could just be it's a new relationship, and yeah, that's annoying though. Like, hoes before bros. I love my hoes more than all my bros, okay? But yeah, and if it's a good relationship and a good friendship, you don't want to lose that. So I would definitely make sure to just keep an eye on it, and just see what happens. Give it a little bit of time, and then if not, just kind of be like, are we good, kind of thing. Because she may also not know that you're feeling that way. So it's so, like, and I know it's not funny to you, but just like reading submissions from you guys who were younger than me and just seeing like, I went through these things and I always thought this was like the biggest deal, and now I'm like in my 20s and, you know, there's other bigger issues, but it's like you look back and just seeing people go through the same things you did, it's like, it's so weird to think about. I don't know. I feel like, is that what it's going to be like whenever you have kids and like they go through something and you're like, oh my gosh, well, listen to what happened to me. Like, so funny. But I'm also, yeah, I'm sorry that happened, and that's always hard dealing with a friend and their new boyfriend. But yeah, keep us updated for sure. Also, if you've written it before and there's an update, please write in, because I would love to hear your update. Okay, our next submission, I'm sure some of you might relate or be going through this, but they said, hi, so I just graduated along with my boyfriend. We always made a pact that we weren't going to decide to go to the same school just to be with each other, and would really try to follow our hearts and where we wanted to go. And that ended up us going to 2 different schools in 2 different states. I'm really nervous because I see a lot of people say that it doesn't work out. We don't want to break up just because we're going to different schools and want to try to make it work, but do you have any advice for us? That's really, really hard. I do want to say you guys do seem very, very mature making the decision to not just follow each other, because I think a lot of times if you do follow each other and it doesn't work out, then you kind of like, you know, what was all this for? So I think making the best decision for you, really, really, really smart on your part. This is what I tell everyone. If it is meant to be, it's literally going to happen. And no matter distance or circumstances or anything like that, if it's meant to be, like, it'll work out. And if it's not, then it won't. And then you're going to find someone who you love even more than you thought you ever could. And you will be loved by someone more than you ever thought you could be. So I think for you, just go into it, first of all, excited, because college is a totally different ball game. But you don't want to go in like guarding yourself and being like, oh, like, I'm not going to go do this because, like, my boyfriend's, you know, far away and blah, blah, blah. Like, still live your life and still, you know, make time and plans to see him. Definitely put dates on the calendar that you know you're going to see each other. But also don't push it, and, you know, just do what you think is best for you. And don't stress, because you don't want to go into college just stressed about that. And you'll just kind of know. You'll just know if it is going to work out or not. And if it does, that's a really great love story. And if it doesn't, then you're just going to find someone else that's just a better match for you. So don't stress, just have fun, and definitely set dates to see your significant other for sure. But I forget it's graduating season, so I'm sure maybe a lot of you are experiencing this or a lot of you aren't. But yeah, those are some good submissions. I just thought it was very much like high school graduating coded. So thank you to everyone who did write in, and definitely send in some follow-ups, or if you just want to write in yourself, feel free to do that. But I think that is everything we have for today. Thank you guys seriously so much for listening. We also did hit 500 Instagram followers. You guys are seriously amazing. It means so much, every single one of you. It just always means the world to me. For everyone who just listens. And I hope everyone just has a good start to their summer. Memorial Day weekend's coming up. I'm so excited. And yeah, just make sure to be liking, subscribing, giving the 5-star reviews, all that fun stuff. Every little bit helps me out, and I love doing this for you guys. So I'm excited to be back here again next week with another episode. But that is the end. And you guys are almost to the weekend. You can do it. But thank you for joining me again. And I'll see you next week for some more hot gossip, hot takes, stories, and advice that will have you saying literally what? Bye, guys.